So finally, after a year, we got some updates about the Shadow of the Erdtree, and what the fuck? FromSoft games have this weird quality. They all have super rich lores and are jam-packed with mysteries. So the fanbase always waits for some additional content to explain what's in the Americas are happening in the game. And when we do get some information about the DLC, it just raises more questions than answers. Like, I watched this trailer 50 times by now, and I'm still trying to find some obvious connections to the main lore, and I'm barely finding anything. Because this isn't a new location, this isn't past or future either, this is a straight up a whole ass alternate reality. First off, I know what you're thinking. What is the deal with Havel in Elden Ring? Is there like some Souls universe? But after that, you probably noticed that big-ass tree over there looking like a Guinness-worthy Cheeto or something. And now the question is, what is that tree? Well, it's Shadow of the Erdtree. It says it right there on the cover art. Thank you for watching. Okay, for real this time. There's the theory of Deathroot, that somehow Godwin's corpse is killing the Erdtree. I mean, it does look like some sort of death-related parasite hanging from it. Then, there's my theory. Remember how we all lost our shit when we realized Marika is Radagon? No, you don't, because we all read it somewhere on the internet, and then we were like, who the fuck is Radagon? So, Radagon is like some sort of alter ego to Queen Marika. This one theory alone is highly debatable, because one time Melina recites words of Marika, indicating that they weren't always the same person. But, bear with me. Miquella also has an alter ego called Saint Trina, who likes hibernating or something. I don't know the lore of that part. So, if Marika has an alter ego called Radagon, and Miquella has an alter ego called Saint Trina, then maybe Erdtree itself has some sort of alter ego as well. From now on, I will just refer to it as the Shadow Tree. So maybe all Empyrean do have some sort of alter ego. I mean, think about it. Melania has the God of Rot within her. And Ronnie also has two faces for whatever reason. The second theory is the dream theory, which indicates that all of these are happening inside Miquella's dream. But I think that's very unlikely, because the way that every character referred to the world of this DLC was too solid to be just a dream. And also in that case, this DLC is going to be you playing Psychonauts inside of Miquella's head. Maybe dreams in Elden Ring have the same function as paintings in Dark Souls. But, to be honest, I think an alter ego to the Erdtree and the lands between as a whole would be a way cooler idea. The last theory is the eclipse. This is my favorite theory in all of Elden Ring. Anyway, you guys remember Castle Sol, right? Where this fucking piece of shit boss kills you 50 times so you could unlock a new area and die 100 more times to Melania. Fuck this game. Apparently there was some sort of ritual going on here to bring Miquella's lifeless companion back to life through an eclipse. But, because Radahn had stopped the movement of the stars, the eclipse could not take place and Miquella's efforts went to waste. So he sent Melania to ask kindly of Radahn to let go of the stars, so he could bring Godwin back to life and stop the shattering. I mean, my man literally made peace with dragons. Settling a family conflict would have been nothing to him. You guys know how the rest goes. Melania nukes Khalid and neither of them manages to come out victorious. And then Miquella gets kidnapped. So what if Miquella needed that eclipse not to just bring Godwin back to life, but also bring out the Erdtree's alter ego, which is the Shadow Tree that we see? Maybe the key to switch between the different versions of the Erdtree and the lands between for that matter is an eclipse. And maybe that's why Radahn halted the movement of the stars in the first place, to prevent revelation of the Shadow Tree. And if that's the case, then why Miquella wanted to go through this world in the first place? Maybe the Shadow Realm are far more damaged by Godwin's death than lands between we know. So now Miquella has to go through the Shadowlands in order to save or kill Godwin. Of course, these are all just speculations. FromSoft DLCs usually revolve around traveling through time, so it's also likely to be the case here. The whole DLC might be the age of a young Erdtree or something like that. Let's talk about the trailer itself. I think in this Shadow Realm, the Erdtree and the Golden Order are revived because of this dialogue right here.
In that forsaken place, blood must spill. Blood of your fellows. The Erdtree faithful.
We also see that a lot of enemies are Crucible type. It also makes a lot of sense in the context of Mog's lore. It is said that he embraced his accursed frame and made peace with it. So maybe he just switched to the Shadow Realm somehow. A place where his omen blood is considered sacred and Golden Order is despised. Maybe he tried to free Miquella from his curse by bringing him to this world as well. Maybe it's a world where Crucible creatures have advanced enough to even wield lightning. I'm also going to call it right now, this is definitely a boss arena. I mean, just look at it. It looks a lot like Dancer's Arena in Dark Souls 3. The sun on this big giant looks a lot like the sun symbol that Dung-Eater carries around. We also get to see Morgoth's feet again. So whatever this thing is, it's definitely related to Crucible since he has horns and all. Let's talk about this guy. If what I said earlier about the Crucible being the accepted origin of life in this world is true, then maybe this guy is chasing the ones who enter this world and stray from the path of Golden Order. Because his dialogue really suggests that. His armor looks a lot like Drake Knight's and he has dragon eyes as well. Basically every boss in this series who wields a spear is related to dragons somehow. Well, that's all I've had so far. Let me know in the comments what you think as well. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.